Good morning and welcome to day 27 of Ralston's Big Adventure. Alright, so I had a wonderful stay with my friends Talis and Cassie and their little boy Graham. It was just, like I said yesterday, it was great catching up with them. They brought me back to the trail this morning. Yeah, just super kind people. Just good people. Good people. But anyway, the plan today is to do 17 miles up to Cherry whatever shelter. And so that'll probably take me about all day because it's all up. But it's like 17 miles up, so I'm hoping it's going to be gradual. I say that all the time, but just really hoping today that it comes true. But anyway, yeah, so that's the plan. The weather was supposed to be kind of bad today, but like the sun's out and it's clear, so I don't really understand that too much. But looking to be a good day on trail. Also, it is 8:44 in the morning. They dropped me off at the hostel. There's literally a hostel back there across here. There's a hostel basically over there at that stop sign. A bunch of my friends were there last night, so ran in there, talked to them, see what their plans were, and then so I'm getting a little bit later start than I really usually get, but that's okay. Just is what it is. But I'll update you, when I have updates. Literally going through somebody's yard, front yard right now. That's pretty wild. So after about 4 weeks on trail, the AT is like the greatest test of your mental and physical resolve, because it is basically like so simple, but yet so hard. Every day can you wake up and do it again and again and again and again and again? Like, can you continue to wake up, put your body through all kinds of stressors and discomfort, pain, and consistently do that for months on end? So, yeah, it's if you have the stick-to-itiveness to stay with the AT, like, I'm fairly certain that you can do anything. Alright, so I'm sitting here by this stream. I've got my feet in the water. It's been a while since I've done this, but it's kind of funny. There's plenty of water sources on the trail to get like water to drink, but there are not as many like places like this to put your feet in the water as like I kind of thought there would be on the trail. There's a ton of like little springs and stuff that trickle down through the mountains, but nothing to really stick your feet in super well like this. So this feels super nice, and I'm really glad I decided to just stop and hang out for a second. So yeah, this was a move. Well, that was super refreshing on my feet. I really wish there were more streams like that, because this sounds crazy, but like my feet feel like 10 times better. Not that they felt bad before, but like they feel like new. Like this is a weird sensation. It's amazing. But it brings me to another kind of thought that I want to share with you guys in case you guys ever decide to get out. Sorry, there's bugs everywhere. to like do a big through hike or whatever. So, your feet are super important, and I mean, you want to make sure that you're doing all the necessary things to like prevent like blistering and a lot of other ailments that people deal with out here with their feet. But probably one of the most overlooked feet problems is trench foot. There was a girl out here that I met a couple weeks ago, Spitfire, and she actually developed a little bit of trench foot. So if you're not familiar with what trench foot is, it's where your feet stay wet for so long and they never dry out that like they easily tear. So like, especially if you get like dirt in your shoes, that's where I wear gaiters, because they keep rocks and dirt and stuff out. Wet feet are more prone to rip and tear from, like rocks and dirt and stuff. And the problem that you have is that those rocks and dirt will then seep into those wounds and cause bacteria to grow in your foot. And like, this happened a lot in World War II. Their feet were just always so muddy, and a lot of guys had to get their feet amputated because of trench foot. So you want to make sure that your feet are staying dry as much as possible. So that's why when you get to camp, like immediately take off your boots, let your feet start drying out, try to get your socks as dry as possible, so that way you're not like perpetually having wet feet, which could cause like some serious problems like trench foot. So yeah, there's another tidbit of advice for you. All right, so I thought it was going to be a little bit more hot and humid today, and it's still pretty humid, but there's been a lot of cloud coverage over the last, probably mile or so, which there's supposed to be a lot of storms rolling in tomorrow, so that might be just kind of early signs of that. But yeah, I'm about 10 miles from the shelter. It's noon. I just have not gotten myself in hiking gear today. Like, it's just very slow and steady. I'll probably be at the shelter a little bit later than I probably would like, but it just is what it is. But yeah, I've come 6 miles since Talis and Cassie dropped me off. Yeah, I have another 10 to go. So yeah, that's how the day's been so far. All right, made it to this gap, and it is 12:53, so it is lunchtime. All right, it is 1:34 in the afternoon. I really don't feel like going anywhere right now, but I've got another 8 point whatever miles to go, so that sucks, but just is what it is. That's what I signed up for, so here we are. Also, it's kind of been thundering off in the distance, but it hasn't rained or anything or gotten any cloudier. Probably gotten sunnier, so yeah. But yeah, just a few more miles to go till we get to the shelter. Nothing like a beautiful view obstructed by a power line. But at the same time, without the power line, there probably wouldn't be any view. So I guess you just gotta live with it. Alright, well, it looks like the bottom is about to fall out of the sky. And it kind of thunders here and there. So like, I haven't felt the first raindrop. I haven't felt the first major gust of wind. Just serious clouds. And that's it. Alright, so there's the rain, and I think it may be headed this way. Alright, so that mountain right there is my last climb of the day. Gotta go up and over it to get to the shelter. And that just looks gross. Just the elevation plus the clouds. Okay, so I spoke too soon. That just kind of hit. So it finally is raining. So yeah, now it's time to book it. Alright, so the bottom fell out of the sky the last time I videoed. And it just finally quit raining. And that was about probably an hour and 15 minutes ago. I've come probably 3 miles since then, maybe. But yeah, that was pretty terrible. But I made it up to the top of Unaka Mountain, and it's pretty cool up here. It's also been thunderstorming pretty bad, so I probably need to get down. This is the top of the mountain. It kind of looks like a mystical forest in a way. But yeah, I've got like 3 miles down to the shelter, and then hopefully I can dry out. I am literally drenched. My feet are waterlogged, so yeah, that really sucks. But yeah, this is the AT's finest days right here. So when it rains, the trail basically becomes the Appalachian River, and it just continues on and on and on all the way down the mountain. Alright, so I made it to the shelter like 2 hours ago. I just was making dinner and getting all my stuff situated. But yeah, the sun finally came out again. But this afternoon was horrible. Just with the storms and the rain, and just my boots are soaked. So, but it just is what it is out here. But getting to the shelter was great because a lot of familiar faces. Sunshine's here. This guy from Germany, his name's Stefan. I've run into him a couple times, but he's here. Flora, a girl I met at a Laughing Heart Hostel in Hot Springs, she's here. So it was just nice to see some familiar faces, especially after just a really cruddy afternoon. But yeah, but tomorrow's plan is to go to Roan Mountain Shelter, which is actually the highest shelter on the AT. It's on top of Roan Mountain, which is about 6,200 feet. It's about 18 miles to get there. So another long day. I think it's supposed to rain all day tomorrow as well. So yeah, tomorrow I think just maybe one of those days where it's just get there ASAP, kind of like today. But yeah, but that was today. I'm kind of worn out. I mean, the rain was nice today, I will say, because it did cool things off and it did make it as humid, but I just hate being so wet all the time. But I don't know, it just is what it is. But still in good spirits, still excited to be out here. And yeah, as always, thanks so much for following along. Really, really appreciate it. Hey y'all, it's Ralston here, hiking the AT. I'm hiking the AT for several reasons, but one big one is to support the Isaiah 117 house in Blairsville, Georgia. This organization is dedicated to helping foster kids at the moment they're taken out of the home and some of the most traumatic parts of their lives. That's where they seek to intervene, and so they seek to provide a house with food, clothing, foster parents, almost pretty much immediately after they're taken out of the home. So it's a really, really great organization that's dedicated to bettering the lives of children. And I just could not be more appreciative and more excited to support them and of all the work they're doing. So if you'd like to help out and donate, you can visit the link below, and it'll take you to the donation page. But please consider giving a gift. to help support Isaiah 1:17. Thanks for tuning in, and as always, Maverick out.